Tonight's class is sponsored by Mrs. Laura Joudai for Refuah Shelemah of Danny Yakoel. בעזרת השם, הקדוש ברוך הוא ישלח לו רפואה שלמה מהרה ברמ"ח איבריו ושס"ה גידיו בעזרת השם. We're back and we're happy to see people in person. No more Zoom. And tonight we will continue our Perek where we stopped last time, which is Shmuel, Alef, Perek, Chaf Gimel. Haverim Ikarim, I want to give a little recap on the previous Shaul so we know what we're talking about. So our topic today is the story of Shaul is chasing after David. King Shaul was chasing after David the Melech. And last Perek, once again, Danny, Shmuel Alef, Perek Chaf Gimel. Okay? So, last time we spoke was the story of Nov Ir HaKohanim. Shaul, when he got Lashon Hara from Doeg HaAdomi, and he accepted the Lashon Hara, so the Navi tells us he came to Nov and he killed the entire city. Nov Ir HaKohanim. So by now, if anybody has any question, what was Shaul's opinion about David? By now it's very clear that not only he's after David, Haverim Ikarim, listen to this. Not only he's after David, but also he's after the people who work together with David. Because Ahimelech, the Kohen Gadol, he was together with David and he gave him bread and a sword, he went, Shaul, and he destroyed the whole city. Man and woman, babies, animals, everybody. So now whoever is going to be with David, he knows that he's also the target. So everybody Bemet stayed away from David. It was dangerous because the king will kill David and you, the one who's going to help him. So Perek Chaf Gimel is going to tell us about when David he escaped and he came to the place. I mean, he was running from place to place. But now, after the story of Nov Ir HaKohanim, so David ran away. And he heard, he was told that the Pelishtim, they came to fight the Jews in the city which is called Keilah. In our Perek, we're going to learn about 3 places. Number 1, Keilah. Number 2, Zifim. And at the end, he's going to go to En Gedi. I'm telling you something that it's my personal feelings. Always when I go to the Dead Sea, Yam HaMelach, when you drive down the south, you always see the places En Gedi. It's always just across my mind, this is the place where King David used to run away and hide. It's something that takes me far. I don't know, but not every places in Eretz Israel I feel it. People that give classes, once again I'm talking from experience, people who give classes on Torah for many years and know the stories and the history and know the places in Eretz Israel, so almost on each city you have a story. You name almost every story, every city, they're going to have a story about it. But something special I feel when I go down to the Dead Sea and I see the En Gedi, wow, I see the mountains. And I see this is the story of Sefer Shmuel and David HaMelech. So today we're going to learn about another chapter in David's life when he escapes, but this time something happened to him. Let's start. Perek Chaf Gimel Pasuk Alef. ויגידו לדוד לאמור, הנה פלישתים נלחמים בקהילה והמה שוסים את הגרנות. וישאל דוד באדוני לאמור, האלך והכיתי בפלישתים האלה, ויאמר אדוני אל דוד, לך והכית בפלישתים והושעת את קהילה. So what happened here, David, even though he ran away from Shaul, but he heard that Pelishtim, they came to fight the Jews. Now, let's think for 1 second. I'm in a place that I need help. I'm in a place that I know that people are fighting and looking for me. If you hear that other people are in problems, who cares? That's how it works, right? But the Torah tells us something else. And again, we have the regular people and we have people who are big, who are giants, who are leaders. Regular people, if you have an issue, it could be you have to go to the doctor because something happens to you. It could be you have a court case, or it could be any issues that you have that takes your mind away from being calm. And people come to you and they call you about their problems. Our reaction is, I'm sorry, I'm just busy, I don't know, I can't think. Right? This is regular people, not leaders. David, he's in a place that he's being chased and he's running away, and they tell him, listen, there is here Pelishtim who are coming after Am Yisrael. His reaction should be, okay, mind your own business. I have my own problems. Not David. וישאל דוד באדוני לאמור, האלך והכיתי בפלישתים האלה? He's asking Hashem, could I go and should I fight the Pelishtim? ויאמר השם אל דוד, לך והכית בפלישתים והושעת את קהילה. Go, fight, and you'll win also. I just want to bring this idea. This is not the first place we see what is a manhig, what is a leader. The Rambam in Moreh Nevuchim takes us all the way back, you know, to whom? To Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu, Vayetze el Achav, the day he left Paro's palace to check on his brothers, the Jews, what happens? He sees Ish Mitzri Makeh Ish Ivri. He sees a goy, an Egyptian, who beats up a Jew. His reaction right away, what's going on over here? Ma'asalo, he killed him. And after, Bayat Minel Bahal, he took him and he buried him. He couldn't see evil. It's not right. Why are you beating up? That's not right. That's happened on the first day that he went to see his brothers outside. Vayetze bayom hasheni. On the second day, he sees two Jews fighting with each other. Again, he gets involved. Rasha, lama takeh re'echa. Why? Why? In America, we have this mindset of mind your own business. I mean, we could live next to a neighbor for 20 years. We never saw hello to him. It's okay. It's, maybe the day, you're going to find out he died, so you're going to come, pay respect. That's all. Other than that, we don't have this feeling of, I care about you. How are you doing? I didn't see you for 2 days. Is everything okay? Nothing. Moshe, he leaves his house. The first day he sees something, he cares. It bothers him. The first day he killed the goy. The second day, he goes he goes and he tells two Jews, why are you guys fighting? And the response was, Mi samcha leish sar v'shofet alenu. Since when you became the cop over here? Since when you became the mashgiach? They went to snitch on Moshe, and Paro ran after Moshe. What happened to Moshe? He had to run away, and he ended up in Midian. Okay, fine. Baruch Hashem, he ran away. He came to Midian. What happened in Midian? As Moshe Rabbeinu came to the well, Ma'ura'ah, he sees Haro'im, the shepherds. They were doing something so bad to the daughters of Yitro. It was so bad, they took the daughters of Yitro and they threw them to the Be'er. Ve'ma omer, ma omrot, benot Yitro. When they came home so early, so the father asked the daughters, what happened that you guys are so, you came early today? So they tell him, Vegam dalo dala lanu. Some Egyptian man came here, Vegam dalo dala. Why it says double, dalo dala? The Midrash says that they told the father not only that this Egyptian, he took us and he drew water to the son, to the sheep, but also dalalanu. He drew us out from the water. What happened? Moshe came and he sees something that doesn't make sense. What was it? He sees shepherds were fighting and trying to kiss 7 young daughters. And he felt it was not right. What is this? Haverim. Because of these stories, Moshe Rabbeinu had, he ended up 60 years away from his parents. Think about it. He ran away from Egypt. He missed his parents and his family and everybody for 60 years, from age 20 till age 80. And by the way, from that age till age 80, we don't hear any story about Moshe Rabbeinu. If you take the Torah, you're going to hear when he was born, we hear 3 stories, what he did, how he was so involved and cared about other people's life, and then we don't hear any stories till he gets to the age of 80, and then Hashem reveals to him, I want you to go and redeem Am Yisrael. Omer HaRambam, do you know why Hashem picked Moshe Rabbeinu to be the leader for Am Yisrael? Because that's how a leader behaves. You don't drop people. You care about them. If you don't see someone for a day or 2 or 3, you text, how are you? What's going on? Is everything okay? If you see something that it's not right, stand up for the people who has no koach. David does the same thing. Ma'aseh David, he hears that Jews in Kehillah, they're in trouble. He went and he fight for them. Even though it's not his business, and even though he's not the king. If they had any problem, send them to the king Shaul. He didn't. He went by himself to help them. And by the way, we're going to learn in a few psukim, what was the thank you that he got from the people of Kehillah? What was the thank you? Let's see. ויאמרו אנשי דוד אליו, הנה אנחנו פה ביהודה יראים, ואף כי נלך קהילה אל מערכות פלישתים. David at that time we're going to learn soon, he had about 600 people with him. They tell David, I don't get you. Here, אנחנו בפחד, we are so scared to stay here, ואנחנו פה ביהודה. You want us to go and fight Pelishtim? Meaning, his people that were not ready to go ahead to fight. הם לא רצו. מה עושה דוד? ויוסף עוד דוד ישאול באדוני, ויענהו אדוני ויאמר, קום רד קהילה, כי אני נותן את פלישתים בידיך. אומר הרב מנחק קטנה. What happened here? What happened here? It says, David asked Hashem once again, Ribono shel Olam, should we go and fight? And Hashem's response was, red, go down, ki ani noten et pelishtim biyadecha. And he explains, what does it mean, ki ani noten et pelishtim biyadecha? Usually, yes, you could win. But no matter what, even when you win, you're always going to lose soldiers. That's how it works. Ki zeh v'zeh tochal hacherev. When you have a war, both sides, they lose people. The question is, how many? And here Hashem tells him, go, but Hashem gave him a promise. Ki ani noten et pelishtim biyadecha, which means, ma ze biyadecha? No soldier is going to die. Tell tell your guys, tell your soldiers, go and nobody's going to die. Now they got a promise. הולכים. וילך דוד ואנשיו קהילה וילחם בפלישתים וינהג את מקניהם ויך בהם מכה גדולה ויושע דוד את יושבי קהילה. Wow. David and his people, they went and they saved a whole city. So, חברים יקרים, how much they owe David? Their life, correct? Danny, what do you think? יפה מאוד. Look what happened. פסוק ו' ויהי בברוח אביתר בן אחימלך אל דוד קהילה אפוד ירד בידו ויוגד לשאול כי בא דוד קהילה ויאמר שאול ניכר אותו אלוהים בידי כי נסגר לבוא בעיר דלתיים ובריח. David, after he brought this victory, somehow Shaul heard that where is David? Where is David? He dwells in the city קהילה. Wow. חברים יקרים. Number one, when you run away, when you're in a war and you run away, you should never run to a city that has walls. Never. Because it's the easiest way to catch you. Just lock the gate. It's gonna take a couple hours, couple days, they're gonna catch you. Shaul hears that David, he dwells in the city Keilah. Amar, wow. That's a sign from heaven that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to give me today this man. It's a sign from Shamayim. What was the sign? David did the worst move ever. When you have a war, that's not how you plan a way to run away. That's not how you do. Why? Because now David, Michael, Shaul is going to catch him. And why Shaul is going to catch him? Because he is in a city that has walls. That's mistake number one. Mistake number two. In Pasuk Vav, it says that when David ran away, he had with him Evyatar ben Ahimelech. Haverim, do you guys remember who is Evyatar?
Son of
Navi?
the Kohen.
The Kohen, Yafeh Mod. Evyatar was the son of the Kohen. When David destroyed, when Shaul killed Nov Ira Kohanim, everybody got killed beside one. Evyatar, it was a little kid, and he ran away. When he ran away, he took the ephod with him, and he was basically the Kohen Shel David. So that was the only Kohen next to David at this time. So now, when David had a question, should I go and fight the people of Keilah? Who did he ask? HaKadosh Baruch Hu. How? Through the Urim Vetumim. Haverim Ekarim, I want to explain something very important about what is Urim Vetumim. So we all know that the Kohen יש לו את החושן, correct? יש לו את החושן. You have the 12 stones. You have the names of all the Shevatim, but the ephod had inside, right over here, a piece of gold. And on it was written Hashem's name. You hear this? And that's called Urim Vetumim. Urim means or, light. Vetumim means shalem, complete. Meaning, if you ask God, Ribono Shel Olam, should I go to the war, yes or no, you'll get a clear answer. Maya tshuva. So the way it works, Azar, Chavod. No, it's okay. The way it works, Idan, come over here, please. They had to go, they told me, don't worry. The Kohen Gadol would stand in front of the Aron. If the king has a question, he will stand behind the Kohen Gadol. Once again, the Kohen Gadol would stand in front of the Aron. The king would stand behind the Kohen. And he would ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu his question. Ribono Shel Olam, נרד למלחמה או לא נרד למלחמה? Should we go and fight or we should stay home? שאלה, question. And then, אותיות, letters, Daled and Resh will shine from the Shemot, from the names of the Shevatim. The letter Daled and letter Resh is going to shine. The Kohen Gadol, with his Ruach HaKodesh, he had to know how to read the letters. And he had to take all the words, all the letters, and put them together into a word, and that's how he would know what's the answer to give to the king. Now the question is, if I want to know about my shidduch, you know what? Let me go to the Kohen Gadol. I want to ask Hashem, I just got a shidduch over here, Sarah bat Moshe. Is that a good shidduch or not? What do you think? Yeah, הולכים or לא הולכים? לא הולכים. Why not?
It's only for the king, something for the king, not personal.
יפה מאוד. It's Urim and Tumim, you can only ask Zak Mishemelech. Only a king can ask. 1, 2, and it has to do something not personal. It has to be something that has to do for the public, for Am Yisrael. Urim and Tumim, Melech Nish'al, for Am Yisrael. That's it. Let's say the king, you know, he's not feeling well. He wants to know which doctor to pick. You know what? Let me go ask Urim and Tumim. Can you do that? Ma pitom. Urim and Tumim, it's only a king and also for the public, for Am Yisrael. So that's the rules. It was a question which was brought in the Bet Midrash. What if the person is not a king, but is a public figure? Ish tziburi, a person that works for the public. Can somebody who works for the public, can he ask in the Urim v'Tumim? So, חברים יקרים, שאול המלך ודואג האדומי פסקו שאסור. מה פתאום? שאול המלך ודואג האדומי, which Doeg was the head of the Sanhedrin, they gave a psak. No, you can't. It's only a melech. David and others, פסקו לא, זה מותר. So it was a mahloket. It was a mahloket. האם מותר או אסור? Now, Shaul gets, he gets news that not only David, he is in the city Kehila, which has walls, which it's a sign from Shamayim that I'm going to catch him, but he also hears that David used the Urim and Tumim. If you use the Urim and Tumim, basically indirect, you're saying that you are a Melech, Mored bemalchut. He rebelled against the king. Al pi Hatorah, Hayav Mita. Let's go, Rabbi Yisai. He gets the army. We not only that we have to get him, but it's a sign from heaven. We're going to get him. That's what he says here. חברים, תראו מה כתוב. ויאמר שאול, ניכר אותו אלוהים בידי. What does it mean? Hashem מסר אותו. Hashem came over David to Shaul. כי נסגר לבוא בעיר דלתיים ובריח. Because he came to a city that has a walls and a lock. Do you hear? חברים, do you know what I learned from this pasuk? How Shaul, he is 100% sure that the truth, Sha'emet, on his side. He has not even a doubt. He has no question whatsoever that Hashem is on his side. He has no question. And he says, Rabotai, Nikar oto Elokim et Hashem masar oto biyadi. Vekama ta'a Shaul. It was wrong. It was wrong. And you know something? How many times in our life we bumped into so many situations that you think, me, 100% I'm right. Haverim, I'm telling you, I remember a couple of years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, somebody came to me, Rabbi, I don't know why they come to me, but I don't deal with the name Amonot, straight out. He comes to me and tells me, the guy that learns by you, he owes me money. Why he owes you money? He says, because, he's the landlord, and he rents the apartment for me, and he never paid for 6 months. He owes me a lot of money. So I tell him, listen, I don't deal with this. Go to bed then. No, if you're going to tell him something, he's going to listen. I tell him, if you're going to speak to him and you're both going to agree to come to me, I'm willing to try to hear. Okay, he convinced him to come, and let's go to Rabbi Admoni and let's figure it out. Haverim, watch this. 6 months the guy did not pay him. If you go to any court, he's going to pay him. If you go to any bed, he's going to get the money. So they both sit, they both sat next to me. I remember this like today. Rabbi, he owes me money, and he gets so upset and so angry. I think he came out to a number which is almost 20,000 or so, משהו כזה. Okay. So I tell him, על פי ההלכה, you have to hear both sides. I heard your side. What do you have to say? He tells me, Rabbi, for 6 months, I had no hot water. Every other day, I had to go take a shower in the mikveh. My wife had to go to take a shower by her mother and have a baby. So either she takes the baby to her mother, or she opens the hot water from the urn and she puts cold water to mix it, and that's how we gave birth to the baby. Sounds normal? I asked him, did you ever tell him before? Yes. I asked him, is that true? He said, yes. Wait. Hold on. I asked him straight out, is that true that he did not have hot water? He said, yes. But, before the but, do you have the contract? I said, I want to see the contract. I want to see the contract. I want to see מה כתוב. חברים יקרים, I'm not going to give you more details. At the end of the night, do you know who was supposed to pay who money? The landlord was supposed to pay him money for all the damage that he had. All the damage that he had. And you know something? Do you know what's funny? Before we even opened the case, he told me the amount that the guy owes him. And he said, and I'm willing, to negotiate, we can work out, we can work out a number, so I'm willing to give him a discount of 3,000, 6,000. Do you know what happened at the end of the night? The guy, not only that he doesn't owe him money, he owes him for whatever happened. I cannot, say to the public, but he was willing to work it out with him that you don't owe me any penny. Do you know what's funny? That we always think that the emet is on your side. מה דוד המלך מתפלל? הורני השם דרכך, הנחני בעמיתך, ריבונו של עולם. Please, הורני השם דרכך. Put me on your path. הנחני, guide me. הוא לא אומר באמת. מה הוא אומר? בעמיתך. באמת שלך. למה? Because every person thinks he is right. Shaul thinks he is right, and David thinks he is right. So who is right? Ribono shel olam, please guide me. Ribono shel olam, please guide me. And Shaul, Haverim, he sees signs from heaven. He screams, Elokim, nikar oto biyadi. Elokim masar oto to my, straight. He gave it to me. But be'emet, Hashem never did. Let's continue. וישמע שאול את כל העם למלחמה לרדת לקהילה, לצור אל דוד ואל אנשיו. וידע דוד כי עליו שאול מחריש הרעה. ויאמר אל אביתר הכהן הגישה האפוד. Shaul gets the army, let's go, we're going to go down to the south, we're going to get David. David knew that he's the target. So he asked Abiathar, come, הגישה האפוד. Haverim, let's follow the psukim here. We're going to see something amazing. ויאמר דוד אדוני אלוהי ישראל, שמע עבדיך כי מבקש שאול לבוא אל קהילה, לשחט לעיר בעבורי. היסגרוני בעלי קהילה בידו. הירד שאול כאשר שמע עבדיך. David asked Hashem, ריבונו של העולם, I know that Shaul is here to get me. He will destroy the whole city to get me. So I want to know, hayasgiruni ba'ale ke'ilah biyado? Would the people of city Kehillah that I saved, would they gonna snitch? Would they gonna catch me and they're gonna give Shaul? They're gonna give me over to Shaul? ויאמר הירד שאול כאשר שמע עבדיך אדוני אל ישראל הגד נא לעבדיך ויאמר אדוני ירד ויאמר דוד היסגירו בעלי קהילה אותי ואת אנשי ביד שאול ויאמר אדוני יסגירו. Absolutely they will. Yeah, that's the thank you. That's the gratitude. חברים יקרים, don't be surprised, this is life. You could do so much and so many to the people, to the public, and the outcome is people would spit on you. They will never pay back. This is life. You should know this is life and don't be surprised. This is life and don't be surprised. Don't even question this. Excuse me, no questions now. חברים יקרים, הכרת הטוב, you could count on the fingers. Hakarat Tov. Haverim, I'm not talking about Hesed. I want to be very clear. There is many people who do Hesed, but those Hesed, it's only to a person that I don't know him or I don't owe him. I'm talking about gratitude. Once again, someone who comes to collect money for Achnasat Kala or for Ani or for orphans, or somebody that has it, has no money to pay the rent, yes, you'll find people that are going to go ahead and do Hesed. But are these people going to do also Hesed to the people who got their kids to schools, who helped the kids to find a good deal for a car, or help them to get into a doctor, or help them to buy a house? Are they going to pay back? It's a question mark. And we see it, Abotai, this is life. And when I read such a Perek, it just makes me ready. Once again, when I read such a Perek, what it does to me, it just gets me ready. So if I get a slap in the middle of my life, I'm not surprised. Oh, okay. It happened to David. I'm next on line. And if something good happened to you, wow, give that person a big credit. And we have to train ourselves to not to forget מה זה הכרת הטוב. ושלמה המלך says in ספר משלי, משיב רעה תחת טובה, לא תמוש רעה מביתו. חס ושלום. If somebody did good for you, if somebody helped you, instead, not only that you didn't pay back, you pay bad? אומר שלמה, be ready. לא תמוש רעה מביתו. הרעה is not going to stop from your house. Open your eyes and see if things happens to you, why it happens. Why that it happens? And Shlomo HaMelech says sometimes that happens because you have no gratitude. Not only that you have no gratitude, you pay bad. Somebody told me, you know how many people owe me their lives? Here. And he tells me I walk on Shabbat, they don't even say Shabbat Shalom to me. He says, do you know how many people I helped? And I walk down Shabbat, they see me, they don't even say hello to me. Ki'ilu, they don't know me. And you should know, זה האנשים שהם כפויי טובה. והתורה כל כך מגנה את זה. The Torah takes those people. How can you dare? How can you even think? How can you forget about הכרת הטוב? The Torah demands us, Am Yisrael. If a goy from Mitzrayim, an Egyptian, he becomes a Jew, after 3 generations, he's allowed to marry a Jewish girl. How come? Don't forget. Don't forget what? Do you know what they did to us? They killed us in Mitzrayim. They took our babies, they dumped them in the water, in the Nile. Yes. Who opened the gates for us, for you, Am Yisrael, and you lived in Mitzrayim? Them? Don't forget. Akarat Atov, don't forget what they did to you. It doesn't matter. Yes, we got fines and the cops are under us and they go in. Right. Do we live in a country of Hesed? Don't forget them. And stop cursing them. We like to focus how bad is the country and how good is the country. Why can't you say, in your curse, you know how much taxes I have to pay? Oh, okay. Why you're the only one who pays taxes? That's the law. Why? What happened? Somebody told me the other day, Rabbi, my wife, I'm sorry, she's cursing the president. I'm not going to say his name. She's cursing. And he tells her, hon, why are you cursing? Do you know how much money I got from the president now? Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah. His response was, do you know how much money I got from the president? That's why you're cursing him. זה מחשבה לחשוב. נמשיך, פסוק י"ג. ויקום דוד באנשיו כ600 איש ויצאו מקהילה ותהלכו באשר תהלכו ולשאול הוגת כי נמלט דוד מקהילה ויחדל לצאת. All right. He heard that David escaped, so he left him. From there, חזית, תראו מה קורה לדוד. וישב דוד במדבר במסודות, וישב בהר, במדבר זיף. So, finally, he ran away. He went to the desert. Whoops! He gets to a place, it's called Midbar Zif. ויבקשהו שאול כל הימים. Shaul never stopped to look after David. However, the Navi tells us, ולא נתנו אלוהים בידו. At the end, Hashem never ever gave David to Shaul. וירא דוד, כי יצא שאול לבקש את נפשו, ודוד במדבר זיף בחורשה. He went to the forest. And here we see this special, true friend, יהונתן. ויקום יהונתן בן שאול וילך את דוד חורשה ויחזק את ידו באלוהים. Yonatan comes to David and he gave him חיזוק. David, don't worry, I'm here. ויאמר אליו אל תירא כי לא תמצא לך יד שאול אבי ואתה תמלוך על ישראל ואנוכי אהיה לך למשנה וגם שאול אבי יודע כן. He comes to him and he tells him, David, I'm here. I'm behind you. You're going to be the king and I'll be second to the king. And my father knows that you'll be the king. Don't worry. Keep going. Havarim, that's a true friend. When no one is next to you. And when people, I'm sorry to say, they dumped you. A true friend is not going to go, wait, how many people he has? It's not about how many people. Is he your friend? So you go and support him. Is he your friend? Be loyal to him. No, it depends how many people he has on his side. That's not how it works. Shaul had the whole country in his hand. David barely had 600 people. And Yonatan came in to give him hizuk. That's a true friend. Be'et Sarah. You want to know who are the true people? You want to know who are the true friends? When you in a troubles and your friend comes to support you. That's the true friend. And Yonatan, he is the example. Mazeh haver amiti. What is a true friend? It just comes up to my mind, the Midrash, Menorat HaMaor, he brings down. Who is our true friend? Mama's true friend. So our our friend, we know is $1. The money. We talk to him. We wake up, we talk to him. Before we go to sleep, we touch him. We tell him, Shalom Aleichem, good night. And even in the middle of the night, we take out the phone, we check the account, how much we have in the account. And even, when we on the bus, on the train, on the, on the plane, we always talk to him. He's a good friend, it seems like. But let's look at the real life. Omer Menorat HaMaor. Omer Menorat HaMaor, every person in this world has three friends. One, his wife and his kids, that's one. Second, his friends from the shul, from his block, from school. And then you have all, the other friend is Torah and mitzvot. So we have three friends, the wife and the kids. Then you have the friends that you live with. And then it's between money and Torah and mitzvot. Okay, after 120, what happens? Okay, you're waiting for your friends to come visit you, to come take you. Who is there? Kacha. So, up to the Shomrei HaHomot, in Borough Park, 14th Avenue, and what is 39? Right? To the funeral, who comes? The school friends, the block, the shul friends. All right. Once they take out the body, okay, Shelemah, we love you, Baruch Dayan Ha'emet, ואתה לך לשלום, ואני הולך גם כן לשלום, אללה מעק. עוזב אותו, ביי ביי. הוא מסתכל עליו. We used to go out, hang out, hookah, smoke. What are you dropping me? I'm sorry, I gotta work. All right, gotta work. Who takes him now to the cemetery? The wife and the kids. Okay, Hazid, the guy, you text him, you dump him over there, you bury him. Now he's alone. Hello, my hand, kids, where? Daddy, don't worry, we're going to say Kaddish. Allah Ma'ak. We have business, we have kids. We got to live life. Now who is there? Where's the money? Where's the money? The money, who goes? Omer Shlomo HaMelech, the second husband, takes all the money. Omer Shlomo HaMelech, the second husband, takes all the money. Ouch, kokach koev, he sees it, he's flipping in the grave. Money, I worked for you since I'm 14 years old. I was, I did babysitter, and then I became a counselor in a camp, and then I went to work for somebody's, in a realtor store, and then I opened my store, and then I became independent, and then I became big and so rich. All my life I worked for you. It's not nice. Come to me. Allah, bye-bye. Who is going to be your true friend? Only the mitzvot, and only the Torah, and Shabbat, and Hesed, and Tzedakah. These are going to be the people that are going to take you from where people are going to drop you. From there, the Torah, and the Tfilot, and all your good deeds are going to take you ad olam haba. Will never drop you. And it will never turn their back to you. They're going to go there, they're going to fight for you. What does it mean, Hashem? Do you know what this person did? And every mitzvah counts. Every move. Every step you go to shul, it counts. Every step you go to the door to do hesed, it counts. Everything you do, akol, Baba Mishpat. And Borei Olam does not forget anything. These are true friends. They will never turn around and leave you. They're going to come with you. They're going to be with you all the way. Yeah. Elu haverim amitiyim. We always have to remember this line. A true friend going to be with you all the way. And the only good friends that can stick with you, Torah, mitzvot, hasadim, ומעשים טובים. אלו דברים that can be with you forever. Just think. I once wanted a store, and a guy had to buy something, and he was missing $2. You take $2, you give it to him. Allah ma'ak, shechal labriyut. Shachata. You forget about this action, about this act. You forget about it. In Shamayim, 70 years after, they're going to remind you when you were 14 years old and your friend was there, and he had no money to buy, And he was left with $2. You gave him $2, those $2 on the account. Hashem lo shochech klum. $2. And if it's 20, and if it's 200, and if it's 2,000, and if it's 20,000, every penny counts. Let's not forget to invest by mitzvot ha'elu. Elu mitzvot we do every single day. At home, with the wife first, then the kids, and then look to become a Hatorah member. People like to be a Hatorah member because before he wants to help his wife. I don't know why. People like to be in Chaverim members before he becomes Haver to his wife. Why? The true friend is your wife. The true Hatorah is in the house. You agree? Hazak Baruch. Haverim, now we're going to learn about a very, very, what a story. From here, David HaMelech, he gets to the place, it's called Zifim. There's people of Zifim, היו אנשים דוד המלך prays in ספר תהילים. הוא כתב עליהם מזמור. He wrote a whole chapter בספר תהילים. And he describes that the people of Zifim, once they heard that Shaul, he accepted Lashon Hara of Nov Ir HaKohanim, they said, wow, we assume that this king, he accepts Lashon Hara. Oh, if he accepts Lashon Hara, then it's good. We have someone that we could talk to. למנצח בנגינות, משכיל לדוד, תהילים chapter 54. בבוא הזיפים, ויאמרו לשאול, הלא דוד מסתתר עמנו. He asked for a place to hide. They played double agent, those Zifim. And they said, כיוון שראו לשאול שהיה מטה אוזנו לשמוע לשון הרע על דוד. They said, since Shaul heard what happened in Nov, he accepted לשון הרע. Okay, so היו באים ואומרים לו. They came to Shaul and they told Shaul, do you know what's going on? David, he is with us. Okay, I gotta make sure. We're gonna have to have a plan. We're gonna come. We're gonna attack him. Hold on. You have to work with us. The people from Zif. In Hebrew we call them Ziftim. Garbage. What a bad people. They know that David Hazid Misken, and they go to Shaul, the Tim Lashon. We have him, he's with us. They play double agent. They were very friendly with David, but behind his back, אומרים לשאול, הוא מסתתר עמנו. מה עושה שאול? He gets his army. And David, he gets his agent, and he hears that Shaul is coming. He had not much time, and he ran away. He ran away. Do you know where he ran away? He went all the way down. And he went all the way up the mountains to hide in the mountains, in some caves that he could find. It's not only him, it's him and another 600 people. Shaul gets the message where David, he is hiding now, and he came and he made a siege. Let's look what happened. Pasuk Chavav. וילך שאול מצד ההר מזה, ודוד ואנשיו מצד ההר מזה. ויהי דוד נחפז ללכת מפני שאול, ושאול ואנשיו עותרים אל דוד, ואל אנשיו לתופסם. My dear friends, he was trapped. That's it. All the army around the mountain, and now They started to climb. And David and his people are there, and they know it's a question of how many minutes. Rabotai, the Midrash says about that moment, what happened to David. There is a pasuk that we say it in Hallel, but I don't know how much we know the meaning of the pasuk. There is a pasuk in the Hallel that we might love the song, but I don't know how much we know what's behind that song. And I want to share with you. כיוון שראה דוד עצמו מצומצם ביד שאול. That's the lashon of the Midrash Tehillim, chapter 18. When David saw that he is already trapped and is about to get to be captured. Do you know what happened to David at that second? He sees the death. He sees how Shaul and his army are climbing up and up and up with the weapons. David looks, what's going to be with me and my people? 600 verse, thousands, we're nothing. Omar David, אני אמרתי בחופזי, כל האדם כוזב. אומר דוד המלך, אני אמרתי בחופזי, when I was running away, I said, Kol ha'adam. There is someone who is called Adam, which he is kozev. He lied to me. Who is that Adam? Shmuel Hanavi. Amar David HaMelech. Shmuel Hanavi masach oti lemelech. Shmuel, he anointed me to become a king. How in the world I see in 2-3 minutes I'm gonna die? Where's the kingdom? Where's the crown? Where's the leadership? Where's people following me? It doesn't happen. I don't see it happens. דוד אומר באותה שעה, אני אמרתי בחופזי, כל האדם כוזב. שמואל הנביא כזב אותי. הוא שיקר אותי kind of. איך ייתכן? Do you hear? Do you hear מה אמר דוד? רבותיי, אתם מבינים מה קרה פה? דוד המלך, רגל רביעי של המרכבה, the one who is the pillar of tefillah, the pillar of ניגונים, songs to הקדוש ברוך הוא בעת צרה. That man, בשעה הזאת he says, where is שמואל? אתם מבינים באיזה מצב? Can we understand the situation that David was at that time? We don't understand. But he says later on, when I said it בחיפזון. מה זה בחיפזון? Quick, without thinking. Meaning, אני אמרתי בחופזי, you could read when I ran away, or you could explain, אני אמרתי בחופזי בחיפזון. Wow, he feels so bad. הייתי בחיפזון. I said it, I didn't think about it so much. I should have not say it. You hear what happened here? Yeah. So, הוא רואה את המוות מול העיניים שלו. נו, מה יקרה? That's it. אבל הקדוש ברוך הוא is running the world. And Hashem says, I will never give David to Shaul. Pasuk Chav Zayin, and all of a sudden, ומלאך בא אל Shaul. An angel came to Shaul and told him, Shaul, do you know what happened? Plishtim are here. Plishtim came to attack. Hamas, a jihad Islami, they came to attack. All right, so what do we do now? What do we do? Should we catch David and then we'll deal with the Plishtim? Or should we drop David and fight with the Plishtim? What should we do? Abotai, what should we do? Sorry, מה עושים? בני, מה אתה אומר? מה עושים? אתה נלחמת, לא? You know, Benny was a fighter over there.
You go after the more important thing.
So I'm asking you, Benny, אתה לא היית בצבא, אתה לא יכול להגיד לי מה לעשות. הוא לא היה בצבא, יגיד לי מה לעשות. Benny, מה עושים? What do we do now? You have David, in 5 minutes we catch him, or we have Am Yisrael בצרה. אתה אומר, leave David, we should go fight פלישתים. חביבי, סוף סוף תפסנו עכשיו את נסראללה, להבדיל. You gonna run away? In Shaul's mind, דוד לא פחות. חייב, הוא מורד המלכות, חייב מיתה. So you say פלישתים. Okay. מישהו אומר, what do you say?
I say you go to the Philistine.
So you stick with Benny.
I want the war with him.
No question about it. You go to Philistine.
After פלישתים.
No question about it.
Okay. סולי, מה אתה אומר? מה אתה אומר? דוד, אני יודע זה קשה, that's why I'm asking you. David is right here. It's a question of 3 minutes, we catch him, we're done. רבותיי, David, חברים, David got the whole army for the past who knows how many months. The bees, they were busy only with David and David. Right here you have him. David!
David is one enemy. Philistine are thousands of
But this one, you're right, but this enemy, he takes away your malchut. Again, Philistine is our enemies as a nation. But David, he uprooted my chair. It's something me.
Alef is going after the public. He knows that his people are gonna get hurt. Not only personal for one person.
He says it's a long time. He says a long time.
Still one person against him.
But he says it's a long time.
He has to go for his
But
people.
but remember, you're right. I agree with you. But Shaul feels that Shaul is taking away the kingdom.
It doesn't matter. Now I'm in a situation I have to protect my people.
Sorry. He says David. Hi, Matomer. Hi, what do you say?
What I would do, I just split the forces. Leave half for David and go.
Habibi, and half. But so you're gonna lose both. Now, boy side, do you know what's the answer? The answer is pasuk Chavchet. וישב שאול מרדוף אחרי דוד, וילך לקראת פלישתים, על כן קראו למקום ההוא סלע המחלוקות. רבותיי, it said in the Midrash, it was people like Otzar and Benny and Soli, they told Shaul, Shaul, what are you talking about? We have to go fight Philistine, leave David. And others said, no, ma pitom. Like Soli, what do you mean? Catch him now, you have him now, go catch him. Sela ha-mahlokot, haya mahloket between Shaul's troops. What should we do? Yes, no, I think you guys from the same time, Nirali. That's great. We felt like Shaul felt. אבל מה עשה השם? רבות מחשבות בלב איש. Everybody says, do this and do that. ועצת השם, היא תקום, get up, מהר פלישתים, leave David. And that's how David was saved. So one פירוש, מה זה סלע המחלוקות? היה מחלוקת what to do with David, and in the end what happened? He left David to fight Philistine. And guess what? He went to Philistine, and what happened? Nothing happens. False alarm. Was false. Why? Hashem mitzile David. So that's one perush, a beautiful perush. What happened? Another perush that's brought down in the Midrash. Mahloket ze haluka, separation. The Midrash says that later on, when David became the famous king, the one that we always saying, we always saying, David Melech Israel Chai V'Kayam, the famous king, when he had his army, and he had thousands of people going with him to a war, when he had his people passing by that place, מה היה קורה? Him and the 600 people would separate from all the army. They would walk to that place. והיו מברכים ברכה. ברוך אתה השם אלוקינו מלך העולם שעשה לנו נס במקום הזה. סלע המחלוקות, it means the place where David and his troop would separate from everybody to go there to say to Hashem, Baruch Atah Hashem, thank you for doing a miracle for us. So we got already two perushim. Maza asala mahlokot. It's either, we said now, it was a mahloket, it was a argue between the people what to do, or now we learned something else. Now we learned that when his troop, when he would walk with his people, they would separate from Am Yisrael to go there to say beracha. As in ikra mahlokot nithalku. But what bothers me, then why you call it selah? Ma ze selah? Haimke, ma ze selah? A hard rock. So why it says Vaikala Makamahu Sela Mahlokot? Just say Vaikala Makamahu Mahlokot. Huh? Yeah, but why would you call it Sela? So Haverim Mekarim, with this I'm going to end Be'ezrat Hashem tonight. Sela HaMahlokot. תשמעו מה כתוב. אומר המדרש, רבי אלעזר אומר, נחלק הסלע מכאן ומכאן, ונמצאו שאול וגיבוריו עומדים בצד זה, ודוד וגיבוריו מצד זה. Meaning, Hashem took the mountain, and Hashem split the mountain to half. So here was Shaul, and here was David, and that's how David was able to escape. ועל זה אומר דוד המלך, people who say this on Shabbat afternoon, הנותן תשועה למלכים. אתם מכירים את הפסוק הזה? מה כתוב? הנותן תשועה למלכים, הפוצע את דוד עבדו מחרב רעה. Since Azar, you know the pasuk, what does it mean הפוצע את דוד עבדו מחרב רעה?
He saved David
from a bad sword. Beautiful. Omer Azar, Hashem saved David from the bad sword. So, what does it mean? Hanoten teshu'a lamelachim. Hashem gave, he brought a teshu'a salvation to the kings. Hold on. It should have said Hanoten teshu'a lamelech. Why lamelachim? Why? Why melachim? Yeah.
David anointed to be a melech after.
Beautiful. Then Hanoten teshu'a lamelachim. Hanoten teshu'a lamelech. Hashem saved who? David, not Shaul.
David melech לעתיד לבוא.
Yeah, but what? Right? Yeah. But it says here Hashem brought salvation to both kings.
He saved Shaul from doing
Beautiful. Very more Tomer. אומר המדרש הנותן תשועה למלכים, אלו דוד ושאול. שאול שניצל משפיכות דמים, ודוד שניצל מחרב שאול. Hashem saved Shaul from sinning, from killing David. תגיד תודה רבה, I saved you. And at the same time, Hashem saved David, מלך ישראל. תזכו למצוות, בעזרת השם, חברים יקרים, שבוע הבא, we're going to learn the story when Shaul, he got into the cave where David was hiding, and Be'ezrat Hashem, we learn something beautiful. Let's go to mitzvot.